This is still the best time to be alive. We're covering what CBDCs are. Is you have this encryption, and it just secures everything, and it lets us not need to trust one another to work with one another. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy JT, and we are back to the Crypto Den. I want to thank you once again for tuning in for a spicy topic, but a sad one. It's not a good one, kind of somber, kind of not ideal, but we're going to run it either way to help educate y'all and your families on what is coming down the pipe in crypto world using blockchain. The reason why I say it's not great is basically blockchain does a lot of amazing things. In the wrong hands, it can also do a lot of amazingly bad things. So I want to cover the bad things. We're covering what CBDCs are, and I want to do my best to explain it. And then I'm going to show you a map that'll back everything up because I know it sounds crazy. Before I get into that, everyone, you need to know that I am a software guy. I have 10 plus years of software development experience. You can go to my LinkedIn, Jake Tullis, go check it all out. I also run a digital asset hedge fund or cryptocurrency hedge fund. And it's a research based, discretionarily long fund. So I essentially do what the closest thing to value investing you can do in my space. Um, and I go into the nitty gritty, understand the networks, the token, the team, and then come up with a grading system. And, I basically publish my opinions on the research I'm doing and the technology industry on videos like this. So I am deep, and I'm going to do my best to bring it up high level to help you all understand what's going on. So, with that, basically, you just got to understand what a blockchain is. Blockchains is just a database. It's just a database, and instead of one administrator that owns all of the stuff that make a database, a community owns this database, this computer network. Okay, the Ethereum virtual machine or Ethereum is just 600 something thousand devices all running Ethereum and then doing all the functions of that network on these devices. And blockchain is the nice thing about it is you have this encryption and it just secures everything and it lets us not need to trust one another to work with one another. So it's a 0 to 1 improvement on data management and coordination. We can basically transfer property rights inside, the speed of light, whatever your latency is, boom. So really cool stuff. Now, however, there is a problem. If the government stands up its own private blockchain, you would basically get rid of the decentralizing factor. It would be decentralized in a sense of security, every device being geographically dispersed, all coordinating together to, make it more secure, but they would own everything and they would be the administrator of this network. And it's a really, 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 really not good thing because tokens basically can be encoded to capture any data and you can program the tokens. So theoretically, if the government created their own private blockchain and they converted all US dollars, and I'm just going to do America because I'm in America and that's easy, converts all US dollars sitting in all bank accounts to a US dollar token, and nothing else changes. It's almost like a system upgrade overnight. Okay, and now you've just instead like your account would be converted to a wallet, but it would still say account. You wouldn't know it got converted to a wallet. You wouldn't need to. And then the dollars would go to tokens. And then you would just do everything the same. Except those tokens now can be programmed with the touch of a button, like the same way Tesla updates its cars and for like performance and security and all this other stuff. They, with one click of a button, could reprogram the token behavior and essentially say, all users that bought 4 packs of cigarettes this week they're going to pay 20% more in taxes. You know, it could be um, subsidizing, any kind of behavior. Like in China, they had the Shenzhen trials, and they were basically like, hey, we need the economy to do better. So we're going to burn 10% of the tokens in your checking account, okay? Unless you spend them. So you're losing it either way. Just go have fun. And the government could have eventually just enforce all forms of edicts and social norms through our monetary system. It's the next level of control and monitoring. And that private blockchain where they convert dollars to tokens and all this other stuff is called a CBDC, a central bank digital currency. So all the central banks in all of the countries would convert their back end systems into a private blockchain and then do everything they're doing right now. Not much would change, but then everything would change in those examples I just gave you. And I'm going to show you a map that will show you the progress of the world and where it's at. So there's, an ability to track all countries' research and development. You can see here, this is the key: launched, pilot, proof of concept, research, and canceled. You can also see that 90% of the free world is in one stage or the other regarding a central bank digital currency, except for the countries that need a lot of help with other things. But you can see a lot of places already in proof of concept. Proof of concept in the software development world is basically like an MVP, like they've had people use the token at stores and things. They're getting a proof of concept right now. And then a pilot, and then a launch. So it really just goes in this order. You can see here, they're in Nigeria. They've done it. That's why they banned all other cryptos. They want them to go into the CBDC. Zimbabwe is trying. These are the countries that have really struggled with inflation, and have a lot of corruption in their financial system. But Australia, Indonesia, right? India, Russia, China, they're all in pilot. America's behind, thank God. But eventually, most of the world will transact on chain. And when that happens, the only place our value will be out of their control is the value on public blockchains: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. And, you know, the centralized wallets that are built in different countries that aren't going to play that game. And open source software, honestly, is going to be a bastion of reprieve for all of us in the future. For now, everything's hunky dory, but in the next 5 to 10 years, I see CBDCs plaguing the earth, and your family has to be ready for that kind of stuff. I don't really know what the second order consequences of it will be. I don't know how much will actually change, but coming soon, the government will have a lot of ways to track and monitor our spending and do their best to adjust our behavior. Can't wait to get that land and not need to transact. Oh man. Either way, enough of that. This is still the best time to be alive. Keep a level head. Bitcoin is about to crush 80K. It's getting crazy. It's about to get crazier. So just just woosah. Okay? It will get better. It will get easier. But for now, CBDCs are hot on the horizon. All right. Take care of one another, and until next time, peace and love.